So you're thinking of trying your luck at a cruise ship casino. Maybe it's your first time, or maybe you've played before and walked away wondering, why didn't anyone warn me about this? Well, this is that video. The one I wish someone had made before I ever touched a slot machine or sat down at a blackjack table in the middle of the ocean. Because cruise casinos? They're not like the ones in Vegas. Some of the differences are subtle, some are huge, and a few can quietly cost you money before you even realize it. Like the time I hit a bonus on a slot, didn't have my room key inserted, and ended up spending 40 minutes just trying to prove I'd won. But once you understand the setup, the layout, the rules, even how your room key is part of the game, it all starts to make sense, and it actually becomes way more fun. So in this video, I'm walking you through the need-to-know stuff. No fluff, no complicated jargon. Just the essentials that'll help you play smarter and enjoy it more. And stick around till the end because the wildest thing I found out, it completely changed how I see cruise casinos. Let's dive in. Here's the first thing that caught me completely off guard on my first cruise. And trust me, knowing this can save you from a lot of confusion. Cruise ship casinos don't run around the clock. They only open when the ship is in international waters. That means if you're docked somewhere like Nassau or Cozumel, the casino's closed, lights off, slot machines silent, tables completely empty. You can still walk through, but it feels like strolling through a theme park before it opens. Totally quiet, slightly eerie. Even when the ship is at sea, not everything opens at the same time. The slot machines usually fire up earlier in the day, but if you're into table games like Blackjack or Roulette, those don't get going until later, usually late afternoon or evening. I remember getting all excited one morning, heading down to play after breakfast, and everything was shut down like I'd wandered into the wrong movie set. I even tapped the screen on a slot machine, like maybe it just needed a little encouragement. Spoiler, it didn't. So here's the smart move. Always check your ship's daily schedule or cruise app to see the exact casino hours. It'll save you a wasted walk and make your gaming time much more strategic. Once you know this, you'll never unsee it. Cruise ships are masterfully designed to guide your movement without you even realizing it. And guess what sits right in the middle of all that foot traffic? Yep, the casino. You'll usually find it smack in the middle of the action, deck 5, 6, or 7, right next to the bars, lounges, shopping area, or whatever hallway everyone has to walk through to get from point A to point B. It's no coincidence. The more times you walk past, the more likely you are to think, maybe I'll just pop in for a second. That second turns into 20 minutes, maybe longer, maybe even a blackjack losing streak. I'm speaking from experience here. It's smart psychology. They don't need to push you in. They just place the flashing lights, the familiar ding-ding-ding of the slots, the crowd cheers, right in your path. The casino does the rest. So next time you find yourself walking by again, remember, it's not just you. The ship wants you there. Whether you stop is your call. But at least now, you're in on the strategy. Let me tell you something I really wish I had known sooner, especially during those awkward moments just standing near a blackjack table, pretending I wasn't completely clueless. Turns out, most cruise lines actually offer free learn-to-play sessions. Yep, free. And these aren't boring seminars either. They're laid back, super welcoming, and usually happen in the morning or early afternoon before the tables officially open. You'll see them listed in the daily schedule or the cruise app. Look for something like Intro to Blackjack or Learn to Play Craps. Here's how it works. You sit down, the dealer walks you through everything, step by step. You can ask questions without feeling embarrassed. Nobody's judging you, and best of all, you're not betting a single dollar yet. Everyone around you is also learning. Some are just as nervous, some are even worse. And honestly, that makes it fun. It's like a little team of clueless beginners laughing their way through cards and dice. You'll probably end up chatting, cheering each other on, and maybe even grabbing a drink together after. By the time the casino opens for real later that night, you'll feel more confident, and maybe even walk in with a new cruise buddy or two. So if you've ever wanted to play but felt intimidated, go to one of these sessions. You'll walk away with skills and good vibes. Here's something that completely threw me off the first time I hit a lucky spin on a slot machine at sea. I tapped cash out, and nothing happened. No ticket, no flashing message, just awkward silence. That's when I learned. Cruise ship slot machines, especially on lines like Carnival, don't spit out those little paper vouchers like the casinos on land. Instead, everything is tied directly to your room key. When you insert your key card to start playing, the system tracks your balance through that card. So if you win and hit cash out, your credits go back into your onboard account, not a printed slip. And here's the kicker. If you forgot to insert your room key before playing, well, now you've got a machine full of winnings that have nowhere to go. You'll need to flag down a casino attendant to cash it out manually, and that can take a while. Want cash in hand? You'll have to take your key card to the cashier desk and request a withdrawal from your account. Once you get used to it, it's actually pretty convenient. But on day one, I was just sitting there, waiting for a ticket that never came, like a confused tourist at the wrong bus stop. So, quick tip, always insert your room key before you start playing, and know that your money lives on that card, not in your pocket. You ever wonder where everyone disappears to after dinner? You leave the buffet, stroll past the theater, and suddenly, things feel kinda quiet. That's because most of the ship's energy, it's pulsing inside the casino. Right after the evening shows wrap up and bellies are full, the casino flips into full party mode. Lights flashing, machines ringing, cheers erupting from the blackjack tables. It's like someone hit the go button on a whole new cruise. And what surprised me most, it wasn't only seasoned gamblers pulling chips like pros. You'd see couples in their 60s trying out slots for the very first time, 20-somethings celebrating a birthday, and parents sneaking in a quick round while the kids are off at the youth club. Even if serious gambling isn't your thing, the vibe alone makes it worth a visit. Grab a cocktail, find a quiet corner, do a little people watching, or play a low-stakes machine just for fun. But heads up, if you're thinking of dropping by around 9 p.m. and expecting your favorite machine to be free or a seat at the tables, good luck. That place gets packed. So if you've got a go-to game or simply want to settle in before the crowd rolls in, it's smart to head there early. After dark, the casino doesn't just open, it absolutely comes alive. Wait, what? Yep. Unlike Vegas or Atlantic City, where you've got to be 21 just to touch a poker chip, most cruise lines let you start gambling at 18. 18. If you're cruising through international waters or sailing around the Caribbean, chances are, as long as you've hit that magical legal adult age, you're good to hit the slots, sit at the blackjack table, or even toss the dice at craps. This is a total game changer if you're doing a graduation cruise, a family trip with older teens, or a spring break getaway where half your group is still under 21. Now, before anyone gets too excited, there are exceptions. Some sailings, especially those involving U.S. ports like Alaska, stick with the 21+ rule to align with local laws. So definitely check your ship's policy before counting your chips. And keep this in mind. Just because you can gamble at 18 doesn't mean you can drink or smoke on board. For that, cruise lines still follow the 21+ rule across the board. Still, this little loophole is exactly why so many college-age cruisers are choosing ships over Vegas. No fake IDs. No awkward rejections. Just legal fun at sea. If you've ever stepped into a land-based casino, glanced at the $25 minimums on the tables, and backed away slowly, you're not alone. Now, on a cruise ship, totally different story. And if you're cruising on a budget, this is a big win. Most cruise casinos keep their table minimums really low. You'll often see blackjack, roulette, even craps starting at just $5, $10 tops on some nights. That's a lot more accessible than what you'll find back on land. What does that mean for you? You don't have to stress about burning through your bankroll in 10 minutes. You get to sit down, enjoy the vibe, learn the game as you go, and actually have a good time without feeling like the stakes are sky high. And the best part, you're usually surrounded by fellow casual players, not hardcore pros. No pressure, no judgment, just people looking to have a little fun after dinner or between shows. It's a really welcoming environment, especially if you're new to the tables. If you've ever been casino curious but intimidated, this is the perfect way to ease into it. Most people have no idea this is even a thing, but it's real, and it's awesome. Cruise casinos track your play every time you insert your room card or hand it to the dealer. Just like airline miles, the more you play, the more points you earn, and those points can get you all kinds of perks: free drinks while you play, Wi-Fi packages, onboard credit, invitations to private events, cabin upgrades, and yes, sometimes even full-blown free cruises. It's not uncommon to get an email after your trip offering a complimentary 3 to 7 day cruise, just based on your casino activity. And the crazy part? These perks often come way faster than anything you'd get from the standard cruise loyalty programs. If you're already spending time in the casino, don't leave rewards on the table. Before your trip ends, check in with the casino host or player services desk. Ask what you've qualified for. You might already have benefits waiting, and nobody tells you unless you ask. And no, I'm not saying gamble just to chase rewards. That's not the point. But if you're playing anyway, you should definitely be getting something back for it. This one catches a lot of first-time cruisers by surprise, especially if you're used to smoke-free zones on land. Most cruise ship casinos still allow smoking, especially late in the evening when the place gets busy. If you're a smoker, that's great, but if you're not, it can be pretty overwhelming when the room fills up. Now here's the good news. Newer ships, especially from lines like Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, are starting to split their casino floors into smoking and non-smoking sides. Some are even experimenting with fully non-smoking casinos altogether. If you're sensitive to smoke or just prefer cleaner air, it's worth checking out your ship's layout before you sail. Or once on board, just ask a crew member where the non-smoking section is. That small adjustment can make your whole experience way more enjoyable. This tip is pure gold if you're someone who doesn't want to miss the game while you're at sea. Cabin TVs on most cruise ships? Pretty limited. You'll get a couple of news stations, some cruise line promos, maybe an old movie or two. But if you're hoping to catch live sports like football, basketball, or the World Cup from your room, good luck. Now, head down to the casino bar and everything changes. For whatever reason, those TVs often have access to sports channels that cabins don't. I've watched NFL games, March Madness, even college football while sipping a drink and watching the action around me. You don't even have to gamble. Just grab a seat, order a drink, especially if you've got the beverage package, and enjoy the game. If there's a big sports weekend coming up during your sailing, now you know where to go. This one's just for fun, but it's something most people never think to ask about. After a certain amount of use, cruise casinos retire their playing cards and dice. And guess what? Many of them will give those away or sell them for $1 or $2. These aren't generic either. They usually have the cruise line's logo, sometimes even the ship name printed on them. It's a cool little memento, especially if you collect keepsakes from each trip. All you have to do is swing by the cashier's desk in the casino and ask if they have any used cards or dice available. They might say no, but often they'll hand one over for free or sell you a set for next to nothing. Try grabbing a set from every ship you sail on. It's way more personal than a fridge magnet and makes a great conversation starter back home. This one's for anyone who likes a little competition with their entertainment. Cruise casinos don't just run standard games, they often host slot and blackjack tournaments during the sailing. You pay a small entry fee, compete against other guests, and play for prizes that range from free play to onboard credit, or even thousands of dollars in cash. Carnival, for example, has hosted events where the top prize hit $500,000. Even if you're not chasing that jackpot, these tournaments are a blast. There's usually a practice round first, so you're not thrown in cold. It's social, it's structured, and best of all, you're not just feeding money into a machine for hours. You've got a goal, a chance to win, and a fun story to take home. Check the daily planner once you're on board, or stop by the casino desk to see if a tournament's coming up. It could be the highlight of your cruise. Here's something that sounds great at first, until you realize how easily it can get away from you. On a cruise ship, you don't need cash to gamble. Just tap your room card and you're off. Super convenient, right? Yeah, a little too convenient. When you're not physically handing over bills or counting out chips, it's incredibly easy to lose track of what you've spent. 1 minute you're loading $20 to play a few rounds. Next thing you know, you've charged hundreds without blinking. It doesn't feel like real money. And that's where people get tripped up. You're on vacation, in a great mood, and everything's just a quick card tap away. So here's what to do. Set a daily limit before you step into the casino. Write it down, or better yet, set a reminder to check your onboard account each night. The casino will always be there tomorrow. Better to pace yourself than be shocked by your final bill when it's time to disembark. So, if even one of these cruise casino truths made you think, wow, I had no clue, then this video just saved you a little cash, a little time, or maybe even a little embarrassment. The truth is, cruise casinos come with their own set of quirks, and once you know how they work, it's a lot more fun to play, and way easier to walk away feeling like you're the one in control. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and hey, don't forget to subscribe if you want more cruise tips that actually go beyond the obvious. And here's a fun question. Which one of these surprised you the most? Or have you ever had a weird casino moment on board? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments. Thanks for watching. Safe travels. And remember, always insert your room key before you hit spin.